Good afternoon. How is everybody? It is Friday. Thank you for joining us for another Project SCOVID. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody has had a pretty good October. I know everybody is getting geared up and excited for Halloween that is coming. If you're like me, I have a great costume picked out. I cannot wait to really rock it this year, and it's going to be very exciting. But we're not here for that. We are here to talk COVID and vaccines. And that brings me to today's special guest, who is Cassandra Trimnell. Cassandra Trimnell is the founder and executive director of Sickle Cell 101. Cassandra Trimnell is the executive director of Sickle Cell 101, or SC 101, a patient advocate, speaker, and consultant. As a digital advocate, Trimnell is responsible for the strategic growth and engagement of Sickle Cell 101's digital and primary platforms, which includes its social media, websites that's ranked 2 most viewed by patients, and newsletter. So, without further ado, let me see if I can find Cassandra, and we will begin our COVID convo. By the way, does everybody like this? Everybody like this background, this glitter right here? Because I think it's amazing. All right, let's see. I see Cassandra. Hey, how
Hi,
are you?
good. How are you?
Great. Listen, this is the first time I've been like, you know how like when you do Instagram lives, there's like different filters and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I've been looking and I'm like, one day I'm going to do a filter just to see how it works out. And this is the filter that I picked because, you know, you are everything. You are glowing. It's glitter raining down on me in this thing. But if it's too distracting, let me know. I will turn it off.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it. It looks good on you.
Perfect. Thank you. So how have you been?
Not bad. I'm so happy it's Friday though.
I know, right? And
How are you?
didn't it seem like this week like really flew by?
It does. It's so funny. The weeks fly by, but the days are kind of slow. So it's kind of just this weird time
Yeah,
phenomenon.
yeah, yeah. There's like this weird juxtaposition, but I'm just like I was talking to my husband on Sunday, and I'm like, you know, I think this week's gonna go pretty chill. It's gonna be good. And then I woke up this morning. I'm like, wow, is it really Friday already? Like, I
Friday.
seriously just thought it was Sunday. Now we're Friday, but whatever. It just
Better.
means we're closer to Halloween, right?
Yes, 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 absolutely.
Speaking of Halloween, what do you have a costume picked out?
No, but usually I just go to like a default costume of like Cleopatra
Ah,
to show
love it.
them what Cleopatra really looked like. But yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I usually just do Cleopatra. I have a 7-year-old daughter, and so more energy and effort goes into her costume than mine.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah, but no, Cleopatra is such like an iconic queen. And as you said, you know what I mean? You do have the tone for Cleopatra to bring through all the fullness of her queenness. So I cannot wait to see pictures. Like,
thank you. Yeah, yeah.
it's gonna be amazing. Now, what is your daughter gonna be?
She's going to be a pink fairy. She's a very girly girl. Um,
I
like
love that.
everything, like just very, you know, very magical type of thing. So yeah,
Aw,
she's gonna be a pink fairy or a butterfly.
aw, both great choices. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like I'm at anything with like wings and glitter, I'm like all for. So just rock
yeah,
it out.
yeah.
And definitely take lots of pictures. But we're not here for that. We are actually here for the COVID talk and the vaccine convo. So would you like to get into that now?
Absolutely. I will take your. I'll follow your lead.
All right. Yeah, because I kind of just like ramble. Like when I see my peoples, I get excited and I forget that I
Yeah,
actually have to like do a, you know what I
as
mean, follow the script. So now we're gonna follow the script. All right. So, can you tell us a little bit about your vaccine experience?
Yeah, sure. So typically, before the COVID, before the pandemic, I would get a flu vaccination. I've gotten, you know, the pneumococcal vaccination, and just
Hmm.
trying to make sure I stay up to date. I'm not the best at staying like up to date on it, but whenever I am in clinic and my physician asks me, "Hey, you want to get this vaccination?" I just say, "Yeah, go for it."
Yep.
Just for that added protection. For me,
Exactly.
that's another type of medication, although it's not like the best way to. I mean, the delivery isn't the best, but to me, the way I see it is it's a type of medication that is helping me
Hmm.
fight off, whatever needs to be fought. And with sickle cell, we already have a weakened immune system, so I take all the help I can get from wherever.
Exactly. And like I'm right there with you. Like I actually looked at it as another form of medication for us, as like another added layer of protection for us, you know what I mean, to stay well and live healthy with sickle cell, as we've been doing. So like I just had my booster this past Saturday. It was last Saturday we got our boosters and our flu shots. I'm gonna talk about that after we get done with our interview. So if you want to stick around, like, just hang out or whatever to hear me go into that spiel and how that worked out, that's cool. But I'm so glad that you said that, you know what I mean? Because it's important for, especially us, you know what I mean, to hear from us that it's necessary. And you know what I mean? Like, as you can see, we're doing well, we're glowing, we're healthy, you know what I mean? And all is good. You know what I mean? So I just think it's definitely important. So what kinds of questions have you been getting from the sickle cell disease community about COVID-19 and the vaccine?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'd say the top question we get is whether people should get the vaccination or not. People
Mm-hmm.
still, I think, so we did a COVID-19 survey with the global sickle cell community, and we found that majority of people were either vaccinated or were on board for being vaccinated. And so um, that smaller percentage was in the unknown or unsure, or no, I'm not going to get vaccinated at all.
Right.
We hear a lot from that unsure population in whether they should receive the COVID-19 vaccine or not. So oftentimes we'll get follow-up questions like, did anything happen? Did it put you in pain? What are the side effects of it? A lot of people are scared,
Yeah. Yep.
rightfully so, just because, just the historical context of, just the historical context of healthcare in Black populations, and specifically within sickle cell.
That part.
So, yeah, I definitely understand the concern, um, from both sides, and just I guess the perspectives from both sides.
Yeah. And I'm so glad that like you are, you know what I mean, so transparent with everything. Because especially, running sickle cell 101, you know what I mean? Like that is the second most viewed by by patients in the community. Like they really hang on and pay attention to everything that you're saying and putting out. So it's just wonderful that you're putting out this message, you know what I mean, that the vaccine is important, it's safe, and you know what I mean, just to do it and you know what I mean, add that extra layer of protection. Because I know this year I was so like, the SCDA convention just happened, and as you know, it was all virtual. And I just felt like while it was still good and great to be a part of it virtually with everybody and all that stuff, like I just want to be back with all you guys in person like we used to do, you know what I mean? Just being out there beautiful, you know what I mean? The last night rocking out, partying, having a good time, you know what I mean? Like that's what I want. So I feel like the more people that we can get, vaccinated and maybe um going in that direction, like the faster that we can get back to being in person with each other, because it's just, I feel like it's so important, you know what I mean? Like community, especially for us, Like, I just feel like we just really need each other, and there's nothing like that physical. So that's just how I felt.
Like
But
it. Like that.
again, I'm rambling. Okay, so
I
tell us a
feel.
little bit about what role you or your community organization has played during this pandemic.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think information sharing has been our biggest role in this. When the pandemic first hit, we were the first organization to put out any information about sickle cell, specifically about sickle cell and COVID-19. And,
Mm-hmm.
um, SCDAA did a great job of a great follow up of, putting together their research and scientific committee to provide further instruction.
Yeah,
But during that very initial stage of the pandemic, there was a lot of what ifs. There were a lot of what's happening. How does this apply to us? And we took the information that was available, and we made sure that we shared it with the sickle cell community specifically. Uh, we made sure that the sickle cell community knew that they were part of the immuno compromised population, because a lot of people weren't sure. There's even
mm-hmm.
a portion of the community that thought, oh, if you have sickle cell trait, you're not going to get COVID. There's parts of this where people are like, oh, if you're black, you can't get COVID. I don't know if you remember. That seemed like forever ago.
Yeah,
So
yeah, right.
yeah, so there's a lot of misinformation out there, and so we were, that entity to come in and provide the information that these the CDC and other governmental agencies had available, and share it with the sickle cell community. We did a little bit of follow up information, but by then, Marac was the entity that kind of came in and provided that additional support, and provided just the information needed from there on out. And we have been sharing that information as well. So it really has been information sharing, because a lot of people didn't know what was going on. We
Mhm.
had to set the record straight a few times. So that's how we played a role.
Yeah. And like I said, it's such an important role that you play because honestly, like I just feel like when it comes to the sickle cell community, like the three main the three main sources I go to, personally, this is just me personally. One, you know what I mean, is definitely the SCDAA. And then after the SCDA, you know what I mean, it is definitely your organization, you know what I mean, because you guys have so many of my greatest warrior friends like Tiana and like, Shamanika,
I
you
love
know what I
them
mean,
all.
my girls. So of
Yeah.
course, like I'm like, okay, I gotta like, see what they're talking about over here and all that stuff, you know what I mean? Like so and then after you guys, it is definitely Six Cells who I rock out with for life. So those are my three. I might be a little biased, but you know what I mean? Like but like you guys are my like top three organizations for my sickle cell information. So I just want to say thank you for all that you do. I pray that you continue to, just live well with sickle cell, continue to stay healthy. Is there anything that you want to, plug right now as far as like it's SC 101, right? That's the okay. Yeah, SC 101 or like an Instagram or anything else that you have going on.
Oh, we have a lot going on. It's the end of the year, though. We have a live tomorrow on sickle cell in the workplace, which I think
Mm,
will be an interesting conversation. We got a lot of juicy comments, or a lot of like just insight on how people are treated within the workplace living with
mhm,
sickle cell disease.
mhm.
I think everybody should be their own boss. I know, of course, everybody can't, but I think that's kind of the way. And the pandemic has provided, I guess, kind of shown employers what opportunities there are, for working from home, which I think is the best for us. So,
Yeah,
we'll have that conversation tomorrow, and then we have some other things, to wrap up the end of the year. But 2021 flew. It flew.
it did. It
Yeah.
really, really did. I'm just like, I'm still in like a whirlwind. I have no clue what day it is. All I know is they're like, Tristan, it's Friday. You gotta, get on Project Scovid and talk to Cassandra. And I'm like, bet, I'm there. Like, so that's the only reason I know it's Friday, because I'm sitting here with you. And this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for coming through and continuing to spread all the knowledge that you have. Thank you for so much for everything that you've done and do for the community. And I just thank you for just being you. You know what I mean? Like, you were such a fierce force. You were such a positive presence that we need. You know what I mean? And you just continue to glow and shine.
Bless.
So
Thank you. You know
take
what?
it. Take all your flowers.
That is just a projection of you, and we do what we got to do in the community to provide for ourselves. So that's what it is at the end of the day. So everything you said is applicable to you, and
Thank you.
you as well, and can't wait to see you in person.
I know. I'm so ready.
Yeah.
But until then, like I said, make sure you take lots and lots of pictures of your Halloween, because I cannot wait to see that. And much love to you and your little girl. I pray that you guys just continue to stay well and healthy and just continue to live your best lives throughout the rest of the year and, into the next 50 years, as we will still be living well with sickle cell. Okay?
Thank you so much, Tristan.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. I will definitely talk to you later.
Okay.
Like I said, if you want to hang out for a little bit or whatever, you know what I mean, in the comments or whatever, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to close down and close out this live, but thank you so much for joining us today. Please let us know if you want to come back whenever you have anything, else going on. Oh, what time tomorrow is that
It's
talk happening?
p.m. Eastern.
Okay. All right. So I think actually I won't be in town, but will it be on like
It'll be accessible afterwards too.
Okay, perfect. So I'll watch it. I'll be able to watch it like later that evening then.
Yeah,
right.
Whenever you get a chance.
Sweet. All right. I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much.
Take care.
God bless.
Bye.
See ya. Love her. She's so wonderful. And like I said, she's a huge, much needed person in the sickle cell community. She's a fierce force. That's why I have this glittery gold background falling, just because, like I said, it was just very needed for this conversation. And I'm so excited to continue the conversation with you guys for a little bit longer. As I told you on my Facebook, if any of you guys follow me on Facebook, I don't know, you can if you want to. I say a lot of stuff on there. A lot of it is just like, it's just, my Gemini. It's just my Gemini. That's how I gotta let y'all know what it is. But anyway, I told you guys, I had the booster this past Saturday. It was Saturday morning. Me and my husband, we got up. We had our appointment for like 10:40. Previously to this, I talked to my hematologist and they gave me the green light to go get it. So I was like, cool, I'm ready. You know what I mean? I believe in it. Bomb. Got to the office, they took us in and all that stuff. Everything was going great. I got the shots. I actually got the vaccine booster, the Pfizer one, in this arm, and then I got my flu shot in this arm. So I got, the 2-for-1 special. And so I was like, you know what? I did so well last time with this. Like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be cool. Like, last time I didn't even get a sore arm or anything. Like, I was good. You know what I mean? And then the second shot, you know what I mean? I was still good. So I was like, I think I'll be all right. Later that night, you know what I mean? As the evening went on, like, I started to feel a little achy in my arm, but it wasn't that major. I was like, all right, I got this. It's cool. Went to bed that night. Woke up the next morning, and it was a whole different story. Like, the next morning, I woke up with, like, a low-grade fever. I definitely had some body chills, some body aches. And I definitely, was laid out the whole day. But it was cool because I needed to sleep. I really, really did. I've been working so much and doing so many things that I really did need to sleep. But it just felt like I was extra fatigued that day. So, luckily it was a Sunday, we didn't have anything to do. So I just stayed in bed, drank my Gatorade, you know what I mean, slept it off, got it that Monday morning, and everything was good. I was back to this, I was back to good, and you know what I mean, all this week, everything's been good and beautiful. And so that's why I just wanted to relay that message. You know what I mean? Like the booster is very important as well. Um, I cannot say that it was completely the booster that laid me out like it did, because like I told you, I also got the flu shot at the same time. Normally when I get my flu shot, like the after effect is just maybe a little like fatigue or whatever. So like I said, I don't know if it was actually the combination of the two, you know what I mean? But I definitely think that the booster is very necessary. Now I am covered for the next 6 to 8 months, I believe. And yeah, so I highly recommend that everybody continue, if you've gotten the vaccine, get your booster, you know what I mean? And just know that you're going to be fine. You will be better than fine. Like I said, it was just that one day of me getting much needed rest and, you know what I mean, staying in bed. And then the next day I popped up fresh as a daisy. And the next day after that, I went to the gym. And as you can see, everything is still well. Like I said, I'm living well with sickle cell and I am staying healthy. So I ask and plead for you guys to do the same. So continue, you know what I mean, just to do what you do. We're here for you every Friday at 4 p.m. And we're going to continue to have these conversations. I thank you for joining me. I am your host, Tristan Lee, and you can follow me on my IG, or you can always see me here with Project Scovid. And thank you so much to Six Cells for continuing to let us have this great and amazing conversation with and for the community. I thank you so much. As always, stay healthy and live well. Later.